happier vote. Hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. Welcome to This Week in Australia, where all the way from up here in Indiana, I'm going down under to see what happened in Australia this week. Using most of the Australian subreddit, although I will say, I did see this headline as well. Nearly a third of Tuvalu citizens enter a ballot. Basically, they're trying to move to Australia. They're trying to win this visa because their island is going to go underwater in the next 80 years. So they're all trying to move to Australia, or 1/3 of them applied for the visa. So that's interesting. And Australia is offering visas to 280 Tuvalu citizens each year under a climate migration deal. Honestly, I didn't know this country existed until today. Let's see its population. Hopefully it's 280. Oh, 9,816. Still, 280 is a good chunk of that. Unfortunately for the remaining ones, 280 is like a good chunk of their GDP, you know, just moving out. A good chunk of their workforce. And here it is. I mean, I assume you guys maybe know about this country. I sure didn't. Is it even a country? I don't think it's a country because, I don't know. Let's see. It's an independent island nation within the British Commonwealth. I'm kind of curious just to, you know, woo. Oh, that didn't work. Maybe here. Oh, it's a shame this is going underwater. This is stunning. All right, top post this week. Had to share what my local cafe does for trays. What is that? What is that? Why are there bottles drawn on this thing? Well, I'm glad you shared what they do, but I still don't understand what they do. Maybe in Australia, whatever contraption this is commonly known. To me, it is not. I do have to also point out the cute little Australian coffees, especially this one. Oh my God, it's so tiny. Everyone in the comments is just saying like, yeah, like that's kind of common. Like, oh, we did that too. And I'm still just like, what is this? Milk Lab? Milk Lab? Is that what this? And then it says beverage for coffee. Shut the effing gate! Only a title like this would be in the Australian subreddit. You gotta love it. What are you talking about? If you drive into a property and their gate is shut the effing gate. After you come in. If you're picking up free furniture off Gumtree and you've been told to shut the effing gate, then effing shut the gate, it cunt. So much for my censorship. Don't mind me, I just spent an hour out in the rain looking for my golden retriever and ruined my brand new Ugg boots in the process. Not the Ugg boots. I thought the gate thing was widely understood in this country, but apparently some people need a stern reminder. Hey, just the other day, actually, the dudes came to do some work in my backyard. Some guys came, you know, and, yeah, they left, and guess what? I let my dog back outside to go potty, and then I looked out my front window, and there she was, running around the front yard and into the street. They hadn't shut the fucking gate, but he got out and helped me chase her around, so, I mean, it's all good. Fair dinkum, as they say. Edit, forgot to actually mention the dog is fine. Oh, I guess I'll mention my dog is fine too. I caught her in the neighbor's driveway going after a rabbit, and I wore my Ugg boots out in the rain because I didn't have time to think about my footwear when my pet's life was potentially in danger. I can't believe some of you guys don't understand adrenaline and acting in the moment. I guess the only interesting thing about this from like my perspective, an American perspective, is just this is implying that the driveway had a gate, which is very rare here. You're saying your front yard is fenced in and you have to open a gate to get to your driveway? That's kind of like only really fancy places have that here in America. Wong says Australia supports U.S. strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities. I'll be honest, I don't know who Wong is. I guess she's like the Secretary of Defense in Australia, or, that type of role. That's cool. You know what I was going to say is the only thing that's really annoying to me about this whole event is just that the state of the world we live in, where nobody knows what's true or fake anymore. And what I'm referring to is, depending on which side of politically you are, you either say, yeah, the strikes totally obliterated the Iranian nuclear facilities. They're totally obliterated. Or if you're on the other side, you're like, no, the strikes didn't do anything. Like, it's only set them back a month. And it's like, can we just get the truth? Like, for the rest of us that aren't like political hacks that just only go along with a narrative if it supports whatever party we are part of. Like, can we just get the actual facts? I get that that's really hard. It's probably impossible to even say exactly the damage that was done. I mean, I can imagine that's a very difficult thing to ascertain. Is that the right word? Considering the bunker bombs like go underground and explode, it would be hard to see from a satellite exactly how effective it was. But can we just like talk in actual facts? Because right now, I genuinely don't know. Did it work or not? I still don't know. I would have thought it would work. Anyway, sorry. Hey, this is what I already talked about. I didn't know it would be on this list. Let's see what you guys think about it. I'd rather people living from the Pacific be given these opportunities than the education and work visa scammers that have been a corrupting feature of the system for decades. These kind of links are also great soft diplomacy. Okay. Australian winters shouldn't feel this unbelievably cold. Ah, yes, 46 degrees. This is in Perth, 48 degrees. Ooh. With a high of 70. Perfect weather outside. Sorry, I'm literally just jealous. Is this actually like colder than normal? I'm confused. Okay, so this article's talking about how they don't have air conditioning. Like, her house didn't have air conditioning in Sydney, which I can imagine, indeed, that would be really cold. Like, yeah, 46 degrees isn't that cold, but if you don't have heating... Did I say air conditioning? I meant heating. If you don't have heating, that's cold as hell. Yeah. Oh, I guess, okay, so the thesis of this article is that Australia needs better insulated houses, which I'm sure that's, I mean, you guys tell me. I've heard you guys say that that's true. My only thought, like, as a rebuttal to that is just like, I don't know, like, you could insulate the house really, really well, but if it's 62 degrees and then it gets down to 46 degrees, which of course, okay, Celsius 17 down to 8, like, it never really gets hot enough to where, even if it's well insulated, it's still going to be kind of cold if you don't have heating. Do y'all not have fireplaces? Gout, an Australian sprinter, beat his own record in the 200, running it in 20.02 seconds. That's very fast, folks. That's very fast in Europe. So, yeah, we're going to be watching this kid. He's 17 years old right now. We'll be watching him for the Olympics. Gout. Okay. Which the next Summer Olympics, guys, are going to be held over here in Los Angeles, United States, 2028. Oh, boy. What is the charge? Being a mural? Being a succulent Canberrian mural? YouTube should not be exempt from Australia's under 16 social media ban, e-safety commissioner says. Ooh. Obviously, I'm massively biased on that opinion, but I do think YouTube is very different than a social media website, or than like a typical social media website. I would not say it. I wouldn't have said it was a social media website. I would say it's a video platform. But obviously it does have some social media features, I guess. I mean, basically just comments. Because you can't even like message people on YouTube anymore. You used to back in the day. I mean, I guess it depends on like why, the rationale for why you're even banning 16-year-olds or people under 16 in the first place from using social media. Like, is it because it's addictive? Then maybe YouTube should be banned. Like maybe because they should be outside or socializing, then yeah, sure, maybe it should be banned then. But if it's because they're being like harassed or it's like toxic bullying, cyberbullying and stuff like that, that's not really happening on YouTube. Because unlike most social media websites, I mean, I don't really consider it a social media website, because social media websites, when you're a user, like on Facebook, you're supposed to contribute to, you're supposed to post to it. But on YouTube, the only people posting videos are the YouTubers. Like the vast majority of people on YouTube are just watching videos. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But apparently, as the law stands right now, YouTube is carved out, which is good for me. I like that. As opposed to apps like TikTok, Snapchat, and Instagram. I think that kind of makes sense. And also the thing about YouTube is, while it's not necessarily primarily educational, there's a ton of educational content. And in the 21st century, guys, your kids, if they're going to learn a skill, as I did as a kid, outside of the classroom, they're going to learn it with YouTube. Whether it's how to fix cars or snowboard, that's my pitch. Survey finds a significant rise in racism toward indigenous people in the past decade. That is sad. I do feel racism in general, and I mean like across the board. Basically, for all humans living on Earth, racism against you has gotten worse in the last 10 years, unfortunately. Probably thanks to social media. Maybe that's part of the reason you're banning it for children. Yeah, pretty sad. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. No, I won't. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next week.